All right, and we're back. This is the Shalisa Experience.
Welcome back, y'all.
And I have Mr. Christopher Johnson with me now. For this portion, now we're discussing safety
Okay.
in the LGBTQ community. I have seen so many really horror stories, and just all over, not just here in Texas, about people being killed, beat up, all kinds of things like that. Now, back in I would say back in the day, like 90s, the 80s, 90s era. Was that ever like really an issue for you?
Back then, I mean, because honestly, my mom raised me to be aware of my surroundings regardless. So every time we would walk out to our car, open the door, look in the back seat, check and see what's back there. Don't leave any items visible, things like that. Try not to walk out on your phone. So she raised me to kind of be alert whenever I'm walking out. But it really wasn't an issue for me. But I mean, people in the community, it definitely is, as well as today. Like, you have to be aware and see what's going on. But it also depends on I feel like with me, it's whatever you bring. The type of atmosphere that you're going to be around, things like that, where you're going to be safe or where you're not going to be safe.
Exactly.
So, you just got to be mindful.
Exactly. So, are there like areas that you won't go to because of?
I won't say that it's areas that I won't go to. Because if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm still a man. I'm still going to defend myself, regardless. And if I have my bag, it depends what's in there. So, hey, run up on me if you want. But, no, it's not areas because I go everywhere. I'm comfortable with every line, everybody, people in the hood, whatever. I'm comfortable with them. I go over there, go get my hair cut. Shout out to the barber. But no, you just got to be aware. Listen, I told you. I gave you a disclaimer. I'm crazy.
I know your barber like, okay.
No, he done snatched his hair up.
Okay.
Look, we should have did it before or after.
Boy, because I was like, I'm glad you got yourself together.
Y'all don't understand how hard it is to have a reliable barber.
I didn't want to have to play like I ain't know you. Yeah. No, but that's definitely. But have you ever had that issue, like where some people won't? Because I know, just me personally, I've seen something. That's why I have the barber that I have now. Like, they're scared to cut women's hair. Like, no, because I have my natural hair and I have it faded on the side or whatever. He can give me a clean fade, but he's scared to cut the top. And I'm like, you just gonna leave it, just bushy out here like this? I look like a tree. Shape it up, so like, well, do it like you would do a dude or whatever. And he was like, well, you want the lines in the, do it in, the shape in the front? Yeah.
Well, that also goes back to being aware of your audience, because if he's cutting a woman's hair, you have to take more time. It's got to be more detailed.
Exactly.
It has to be cut a certain way. So, of course, he's going to be a little nervous, like, hey,
I
you
want you
this?
to snatch
want
mine
that?
just like you did that dude right there.
Because, see, my barber, I walk in, come on, sit down. I don't have to say nothing. He already know what we finna do. Taper, side.
See, I like my shout out to New York barber and stylist because he does a consult, period. So when he lets me know everything he's gonna do, hey, do you want it like this or this? I can do it like, okay. So when I come in there and it's like, okay, we're gonna do it like you want it like it last time. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and this, and I don't have no problem with it. There's no like fear about cut. I need you to be confident.
Exactly.
Because one of my friends, she was like, he told me he wasn't used to cutting women's hair, and you still sat there.
See.
Okay. No.
But that's a whole thing, especially with men. I understand it's very hard for y'all, but it is very hard for us, especially black men, because our hair be thin and everything. So if you're going to a different barber, you have to see their work. You have to study them first.
Exactly.
You got to pretty much stalk them first, so you can make sure, okay, is he gonna push that edge up back? You can't put that black dust on there forever. Is my beard gonna be cut right? Is this gonna be tapered? Give you a chili bowl? It's a lot.
What is up with the black dust, though? I can't
Listen,
do it.
it's hard out there sometimes, okay? Because my hair, is partly thin right here. I gotta have a little extra there sometimes. But I mean, as long as they don't overdo it, it's
Yeah.
not that bad. But since we do have different types of hair, it might be straight this way and I
Yeah.
don't know, curly the other.
True.
We have to make sure we have the right barber. I
Yeah.
don't want to be sitting up here. Oh well, you got to work with it for 2 weeks. That's the longest time growing back
Exactly.
when it's messed
Man.
up.
Because I was like, because once you mess it up, I mean, it's hard. You can't. That's something you can like redo or like nah.
And it
You're
grows
done.
back so slow.
Now, as far as the LGBTQ community, as far as like, do you see where they are just as a community they're taking cautions as far as safety and things like that? But is it heightened now, or because it's basically caution versus fear, and you don't want to be overcome by fear. So do you see more caution or more fear?
I honestly, it's really a equal balance of both because it goes back to being able to stand in your truth. That's the issue. A lot of attacks that go on sometimes, it's targeted because that person has their own demons that they're fighting. Something that they can't be honest about, but they see that you're out living what it is that
Exactly.
you're living. So sometimes it's jealousy, sometimes you can just be targeted out of the blue just because you're human. But um, I do. I do see it with the LGBT community, and my partner he does HIV. No, he does STD prevention. HIV is also one of the things that they do. They do the testing, preventive, pass out condoms, things like that. So we're constantly going out to different events, speaking, talking about being protective and testing and being safe in the community. Honestly, it's really bad that it strictly targets the LGBT community because that's like the main thing they want to. Well, how many of these did you test today? How many that sleep with men did you test today? Or when you go to the doctor's office, have you had sex with another man here recent?
Exactly.
It's like, well, I guess so.
There's a
I'm just saying.
and it does it's kind of like a stigma in itself, and it doesn't make. And sometimes like people think they're helping, but it can be extremely offensive because a lot of people are. I mean, you just want to be treated. If I go into the doctor's office, I'm expect to hear certain things. I don't expect if I tell you that I'm gay or lesbian that you have, a whole nother set of 82 questions that you wouldn't normally ask a sexually active person.
Exactly.
Because you got some people out here, oh my God, the things that I've heard in the doctor's office. It's like, you have 17 partners or whatever, but you don't ask this man or this woman the same questions that you would ask someone who just told you that they were homosexual or a lesbian or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not understanding the difference that like they make a big difference out of it but I'm thinking it could not that I'm not even gonna say that it could. I know for a fact the disease is spread more in the heterosexual community, but it's just like the LGBTQ community kind of takes the blame for it.
Yeah.
And this is just another thing too, the reporting. And I didn't realize the way people report cases makes a big difference. I did not know that, and I don't know understand what it is about just say you're in Carrollton, so but you want to come to a clinic all the way over here in Dallas. Why? Because now they feel like they have to report it in Dallas. No, you don't. You go get their address and you report them for Collin County. Because now it looks like the stats in Dallas are like we're just crawling around with you be in the street like it's the Walking Dead of people with AIDS and stuff. But it's actually I'm sorry. Ooh. That was gonna be a whole accident. No, but it's actually spread among the DFW area, not just in one. It's not just in South Dallas. It's not just in Oak Cliff in the minority communities. But people keep bringing their ass over here to get tested. I'm not understanding. Like it's like they feel like somebody's gonna find out over there. I mean, either way, yeah. I mean, it's private. It's private information, so we can't give it out. But that's a whole nother day. There's definitely going to be a show on that. I can't wait for that one.
I can't wait for that one
Yeah.
either because, I have a response for it.
Man.
But, I mean, just being honest, because even when, like, honestly, getting black men to go to the doctor, period, is a struggle.
Yeah.
Because each time I would have to go for my checkup, I would be sweating. I'd be like, okay, well, did you find this? Did you find that? Did you find that? And that's if I go to it. A lot of times, if I don't feel bad, if, I don't have something going on, or if my copay is ridiculous, because at this one company I worked at, I was almost dying, like I had the flu, and my partner was like, "You want to go to the emergency room?" And I was like, "Yeah, we can go." So we get in there, and I pull up my insurance card. That thing said $300 copay. Turn around, take me to Starbucks. Let's go get some applesauce and some water, and that's what we're gonna do. I mean, so a lot of people. But you know what? That was a good diet. I did lose a lot of weight.
No.
Might need to think about that
It's called
again.
being sick. It's about applesauce and water.
Yeah, I had to do what I had to do. I'm gonna, help myself at home because that $300 copay, no, they going that light bill
It's
for next month.
ridiculous. I'm like, and this is the thing too. Like a lot of emergency rooms, just because you have insurance, like, hey, I ain't got it. They still got to see you. Like if you that sick, they still got to see. But you gonna still get that bill.
Yeah, you still gonna get that bill. That's what I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Want to tough it out.
You can be on your deathbed.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I think I do need to go there, but take me in the car, not the ambulance, because that's
Okay.
about $100 copay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've had people like literally. It was a car accident in front of Parkland, and I think it was a DART bus, and it was a couple of cars that got hit also. So the DART bus driver, I guess the ambulance lady was telling them, he needed to go or whatever, and he was like, well, I'm gonna just call my wife real quick. And so he's on the phone with his wife, and he was like, how much the ambulance ride gonna be? She was like, I don't know, they normally start at about $600. He was like, baby, come pick me up.
That's
And
how
I was
it
like,
is.
no, I'm not paying you $600. Like Parkland, I walk over here. You ain't got the, it's okay.
And it's uncomfortable.
Y'all need to be in your little old, for your little old stanky car. I get in my car for free.
Oh,
Old
my.
box car.
Yeah, because it's like I don't know, it's like you riding in the back of an 18-wheeler. You just going. It's
Yeah,
just,
and hit every bump. I don't understand, like, how
I'm going to die
people
before I
don't be
get
falling
there.
out. Jesus. Okay, now do you feel like, as far as the police and the, like, district attorney even, or do you feel as if they're helping the community as far as, taking different cases seriously? Or do you feel as if, just the same as if you were with a doctor or something like that, are they questioning you more? Because I know as women, just say, I've worked with a lot of rape victims, and there's so many questions, and it can be to the point where it is disrespectful, because it's like almost like victim blaming, and there's still cases that have, are not resolved. There's still kids that haven't been tested, and people that haven't been found because of this. So do you feel like in the LGBTQ community, that didn't even come out right, the community, that are the authorities helping? Are they taking everything seriously, or do you feel like you guys are on your own, or you're having to do more for yourselves?
I'm gonna get slightly off topic, but I'm still gonna keep it there, because it is something I need to clear up with, because I was raped from 9 to 14, and it was by a male. Now, here recently, I've been seeing a few shows and being involved with some panels, and they feel as though when you do have a sexual experience like that, that gears you more towards, okay, well, I'm gonna like men based off that interaction.
That was gonna be another question.
And that's not
Yeah.
true. That's definitely not true, because I knew who I was before that even happened.
Exactly.
The only thing that it made me question was, am I safe, and who can I tell, and what did I do to be targeted out? That was the only thing that it did for me. I didn't want to go to the authorities, anything like that, because I didn't want to be known as only that, or known for that, and be the front face for that. But that is something I wanted to kind of clear up, because I get this so many times.
Did
Between
something
that,
happen to you,
yeah.
or like
Did something happen to you to cause you to be this way? No. I was this way before.
Exactly.
And I'm this way after. That was just a time in my life that happened. But I'm still me.
Yeah.
You know, so I did want to clear that up. Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to get kicked off the show because this is her show. She'll let you know that.
But that was another topic of as far as like the myths that go along with it.
Yeah.
But do you feel like the authorities like even care at some point?
They're gonna take the report down. That's it, and then it's gonna be filed away. So that way, if anything was to happen, they have their bases covered. That's the same thing in corporate America. When you go into corporate America, they say, okay, well, make sure you document or make sure you put down that you spoke to this person, that person, that person. That's to cover the bases in case anything happened.
Yeah.
So if anything was to happen, oh yeah, we had already documented. We talked about that. We're following up on that. When they really not.
Yeah, I don't need follow up because you get that little follow up call, but I don't get followed through.
Yeah.
What are you still doing about this? Because if there's more than you got, and this is what bothers me so bad, I can understand one or two happenings or whatever, but you got like 10, 12 cases, something's got to be related, something's got to be going on, you know. It's some people are crossing paths and something's happened, you know, in a similar situation, so there needs to be some type of investigation. Just go further. Like, my whole thing is be the point of resolution.
Yes.
Be the point of resolution. And even with work and stuff like that, I don't let nothing leave my desk without being resolved, because we got to get money. So if it don't result in getting no money or something like that, I'm not waiting no 30 days. I will annoy the mess out of you till you get
Sure
a check.
Will.
So
Sure will. That's a whole different discussion right there.
So we're gonna take another little break real quick. We'll be right back with this release experience.
Don't go too far.